Planet Coaster 2 has had so many new features and rides added ever since the game came out, and looking back to a year ago when it first released, it's like a totally different game now. But as far as the game has come, they have just announced that they'll be adding even more in the form of a brand new free update, including Christmas stuff, weather changes, and even a coaster type change. Ooh. And on top of that, a brand new DLC with 5 new rides and so much theming on top of that. And with some of those rides being ones we've asked for quite a while now, I think this could be one of the best updates we've seen to this game. So today, thanks to Frontier, I'm going to be taking you through all of the information and all of the new stuff coming in this new update and DLC. So be sure to watch till the end so you don't miss anything. Be sure to subscribe as well so you don't miss future videos. And be sure to go and check out the merch that I have just dropped for pre-order, because today is the last day to pre-order for guaranteed Christmas delivery. So go and pre-order now. So then, what is coming to Planet Coaster 2 this December? Let's jump straight in. I'm sat down. I ain't gonna jump. Well, first of all, let's begin with when all of this is releasing. The last DLC we had, which was the Sorcery Pack, which was also amazing, released in the middle of the month, so could we see another release date like that? No. They're releasing this on the 4th of December, so literally in a couple of days' time from when you're watching this video. And that's fantastic, because now it's close season. I want to play with the new Planet Coaster DLC, and oh boy, it's a good one. But we'll begin with the free update that's coming for everyone that has the game. If you have the game, you can download this. No paid downloadable content, because that's what DLC... Anyway, these free updates focus on more of the smaller, if not more technical stuff that needs to be added, such as the fact we're getting scalable animated scenery now, which doesn't seem like a big thing, but my god, that's going to be so helpful. We're also getting physics-based spring-moving platforms to go with the rotational and horizontal ones we already have, that, as said, are physics-based, so if you have them on a ride and you fling the ride up, it's going to go boing, so that will be really cool. We're getting an RMC hybrid launch coaster before anywhere in real life has, because they're bringing many different coaster updates to the game, and they sort of fire them off in a quick fire segment. Where have they got that from? Yes, you will now be able to put LSM launches on RMC hybrid and steel topped and wood topped, whichever ones they are. They're going to have that on, so that'll be even more added creativity with that. Some of the older Vekoma and aerodynamics, Vector and Dark Kinetics looping coasters will be getting double spine track that you can use instead of just the one single spine, so you have that option there. And the mine train is getting a brand new non-planked track, because obviously when you build a mine train in the game now, you have the wooden planks underneath. You can change it to have no planks underneath, as well as the planks. Never thought I would be so excited about removing and adding planks. The motorbike sidecar coaster, they have added a hold dual direction piece. That was a lot of words, my apologies. Where instead of the coaster coming into a swing launch and just going straight into the launch, you can now actually have it hold and then launch off and then launch backwards. And that will also be added to the Intermin or Automax Raid coaster as well. And on that coaster, you can now have a lift hill as well. They're just adding even more ways to use these coaster types, and I absolutely love that. Including probably the most popular update out of these coaster updates. The Vekoma Child Coaster is getting a boomerang option. You know how last time they added that sort of drive tire lift Vekoma Child Coaster, and it would just sort of go around and then you'd have to come back to the station. It was a bit like, oh, there could have been a boomerang option. Well, now there is, because they have added that, and again, amazing to see that. I've been wanting that coaster type for so long, since the Planet Coaster 1 days, and now we actually have the coaster type in the game. Time to make one in my custom park, I think. There's also been updates to the likes of ride maintenance and the sort of scenery prestige, a few more heat map options, and also some utility updates. And a lot of those management sort of updates come into play when you talk about the brand new weather updates, because they have added actual proper weather into the game now. And I know so many people have been asking for this change, and they finally implemented it. Of course, we had rain all the way from the start of the game, but you would sort of look in the sky and it would still be sunny with no clouds when it's chucking it down. But now it looks like it will literally chuck it down and the whole sky will go dark, or it might even snow as well. And I just think this looks incredible. Like, puddles will form on the floor like they already do, but in massive amounts. And this is my favorite part. They have added thunderstorms, which when lightning hits, could potentially hit some of the rides, causing them to shut down and for guests to get very, very scared. And I think that is absolutely amazing, because of course with the management you can then go and shut all of your rides when it comes to these storms, but I find it better for the fact that I would love to see guests on these rides getting hit by thunder, which actually that says a lot about me as a person. I don't know. But guests will also react to the snow and the colder climates, because they will walk around freezing cold and wanting to warm up as soon as possible. So you have to put heaters in the pools, because also the pools will freeze freeze over in those colder climates, but guests will be more likely to get hot drinks and everything. I just think it's so nice to see all of that alongside the weather as well, because they could have just chucked snow in and gone, yeah, that's it. But they didn't, and they didn't stop there either, because they're also adding various festive theming. Yes, if you remember from the first game, there was a huge Christmas theme pack, and it had these massive candy canes and like the gingerbread walls, the Christmas trees, everything like that. That is all returning, and it just looks incredible, especially when it's snowing, because it proper gets a bit festive, doesn't it? But you can even just see from these clips, there is so much theming in that festive pack, and it's all free. Like, all of what I've just listed is completely free. Thank you, Frontier, for giving me snow and thunder so I can hit guests with lightning. But that might not be why you are watching this video. You want to see a first look at the DLC that is coming out on the same day. Because if you haven't seen already, Planet Coaster 2 are coming out with the Toy Box Pack, a brand new toy-themed DLC, if you couldn't have guessed. And at first when I was told about this, I thought, oh, you know what, that's a cool theme idea, but I don't know how much I would use the pieces and everything in this update. I can envision building so much with it. And as you've been seeing already, there is so much going on in these trailers. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about what's coming, and also the 5 rides, because some of them, if not all of them, are very exciting. With it being a toy box pack, it's of course going to have a lot of toy theming. Well, really, they haven't just gone generic and gone, oh, we're just going to add some Scrabble letters and the Monopoly Man. They've made it fully customizable with everything they've added. So you've got brand new wooden blocks that you can stack and construct. You've even got cardboard pieces, which I think will be really, really cool. They got paint decals, paint brushes, paint palettes, pencils, crayons, pencil fences as well, big box-esque looking pieces. You've got loads of like skyscrapers, and even some new animatronics which look very Playmobil-esque, but you'll see them for yourself later down the line. Amongst all of that, there is a new entertainer called Max Stormcloud, who will keep the park safe from evil and keep your guests happy. Would have hoped so. And there's like robots, aliens, animal stuff, and also, of course, googly eyes. You couldn't have made this pack without that. And you couldn't have made this pack without the brand new rides that they have put in this pack, because some of these are insanely cool, insanely unique, and have been wanted by everyone for an insane amount of time. And we're going to start with one of the brand new roller coasters, the F&N Thriller Kid Coaster. At first I got confused thinking, why have they called it a thriller coaster when it's a kid coaster? Doesn't make sense. Turns out that's just the name of the manufacturer in the game, because this is based off of an E&F Miller Family Coaster in real life that has this same track type and these same trains. And the thing I like about this coaster being added in this pack is not the fact that, you know, we needed a classic coaster like that, because it sort of gives off Pimfari vibes and we know how good they are, but it's more the fact that they've chosen a coaster there that is literally something you could imagine someone making in like their back garden or as a toy, because they aren't commonly the smoothest of coasters in the world. And I think it's really, really nice to see that they've added that to the game. And I do like how they've gone for a different support structure that generates with the coaster as well, not just a generic support, it actually goes with the one in real life. On top of that, we have another brand new flat ride, which I can't tell where the inspiration came from, especially with it being in a toy box pack. The Airdrop, which is one of the parachuter rides that you might have seen at Disneyland Paris in the Toy Story land. The one in real life is themed to the soldiers in Toy Story dropping down, but of course this one is just generically themed, so you can just do whatever you want to it. And pretty much you sit down in a car of 6 and you get lifted all the way up to the top and drop down a few times as if you're parachuting. And again, I think this is a perfect ride for this pack. As much as it's not the most thrilling flat ride in the world, it's nice to have yet another flat ride in the game. And this next ride, I don't actually know if you could count it as a flat ride, but it sort of appears as one, but clearly isn't, because they have added a wave simulator to the game. And you don't often see these at theme parks, more so water parks, which is really nice to see them expanding on the water park offering. But yes, this brand new wave simulator, you can see guests on it on a surfboard fighting against the waves, and you can customize the color of everything there, including the surfboard. Having this as an option now to add to your water park, or even add in your theme park if you really want to, although I don't know who's riding that with theme park attire on. I just think it's a really, really nice addition to the game, as is a flat ride that everyone has been asking for. Even if you haven't been asking for it, you want this. The brand new high roll flat ride. As you can see, you know what we're talking about here. What is known in real life as a Mondial Top Scan. Yes, they have finally put one of these in the game, and it is swinging around at full speed, and I'm sure you can do so much to the cycle of this ride. And yeah, the design of this is really, really great, and I really can't wait to put one of these in a park at some point, because it has to be done, because these things are intense, and I absolutely love these rides. And I think adding another thrill flat ride to the game is great alongside these other ones. But I think the main thing that a lot of coaster builders specifically are absolutely buzzing about is the brand new Vector New Gen Inverting Suspended Coaster, which of course in real life is the new generation Vekoma Suspended Thrill Coaster. Thank the Lord it's not the old SLC again. But I've seen so many people listing what rides they want in the game, and this one is always towards the top. And we have finally got it, and as you can see, it looks absolutely incredible. The train design in my eyes looks pretty much perfect, like it looks a lot like the real thing. And the way they've made it so you can go upside down with this, and you can also, if you wanted to, make a family version with the same track and coaster type. That was a perfect choice in my opinion. The coaster they made in this trailer does look very, very nice as well. All these different turns and inversions and intense sections with the train flying over the pathways and having that sort of helicopter on the lift hill as well. I think it's awesome what they've done with this coaster type, and it makes me very excited to see what they have in the works for the future. What do you think to this brand new DLC and update? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you to Frontier once again for showing me this early and giving me all the information, and subscribe so you don't miss my videos about future announcements with brand new stuff coming to the game. Thank you for watching, and yeah, pre-order the merch.